The entire industry is built on a lie that loneliness is a technical problem requiring a technical fix. 90% of everything is crap. Welcome to Inside the Dating Mind. I am Dr. Axel Schumacher, scientist, coach, futurist, tech CEO, speaker, and author. So, after living through my own dating struggles, I dedicated decades to uncover the real reasons modern dating feels so broken and how we can fix it. So I created this channel to help you find real love and meaningful connection. So not through some stupid gimmicks or games, but through insight. The best dating and relationship advice on the planet, grounded in cutting-edge science, thousands of hours of real-world experience, and the timeless wisdom of the world's most brilliant minds on attraction, love, and human connection. So please subscribe, like the video, and hit the notification bell. There's a better way to find love, and I would be honored to show it to you. Let's start with a brutal truth. We are living through the greatest connection crisis in human history, and I'm not exaggerating. I know it sounds dramatic, but hear me out. Right now, 2.2 billion people, I repeat, 2.2 billion people report feeling chronically lonely. Not just, I had a bad weekend lonely. We are talking about the kind of isolation that rewires your brain, floods your body with stress hormones, and literally shortens your lifespan. The research is also very clear on this. So chronic loneliness increases premature death risk by 26%. That's equivalent to smoking more than half a package of cigarettes a day. Think about that. 1 in 4 humans on this planet right now feel fundamentally disconnected. And in an age where we are most connected than ever, that's really crazy. And here's what keeps me up at night. Yes, we mobilize entire nations to fight climate change. We pour billions into preventing the next pandemic. And this is all great. We regulate AI before it destroys us. All crucial battles. But we are ignoring the silent epidemic that's already here, so already killing us from the inside out. In my opinion, here's the thing. You can survive whatever, rising sea levels if you have community. You can weather any storm with your tribe beside you. But for that, you need a tribe. And what's the point of saving the world if you are saving it alone? We are just not wired for this. Your ancestors never worried about finding connection because they would die without their tribe within 48 hours. Touch, eye contact, being seen, being held, that's not luxury. It's a fundamental part of your biology, as important as oxygen. And yet, here we are, the first generation in human history, failing at the one thing our species does best, connecting with each other. So if you're watching this, you probably know exactly what I am talking about. So there's this hollow feeling, this scroll, swipe, ghost cycle, acting like you're fine while something inside you is quietly starving. I really understand. But you're not broken. You're having a healthy response to an unhealthy world. So let's Just stop pretending this is normal. It's not. And it is killing us. So how did we respond to this loneliness epidemic? We did what the most human thing possible. Like we threw technology at it. Like we took our deepest need to be loved, touched, seen, and handed it to venture capitalists. And what did they build? Not solutions. They built slot machines. Think about it. Tinder processes 1.6 billion swipes per day. And Bumble is worth billions. So a lot of the tech companies saw millions drowning in loneliness and thought, perfect, let's gamify that aspiration. Just keep swiping. Your person is just one match away, right? Meanwhile, they are literally designing their apps to keep you single. You know why? Because happy couples delete apps. They don't make money. Lonely people buy premium subscriptions. So they turned human connection into a dopamine casino where the house in the end always wins. So your loneliness isn't a bug. It's a business model. And it gets worse. So then let's enter the dating advice industrial complex, so how I call it. There are thousands of coaches, gurus, and TikTok prophets, all selling the same recycled wisdom in different packages. Yeah. Oh, just be yourself. No, be your best self, and actually be mysterious. And don't forget to be vulnerable, right? We've got more dating advice than any generation in human history. More apps, more experts, more 10 sciences into your articles than your brain can possibly process. And yet, we are lonelier than ever. So, someone explains that math to me. Okay, because from where I am standing, either everyone is lying or we are solving the wrong problem. And this is what drives me crazy as a tech entrepreneur. I have literally sat through hundreds of startup pitches. The good ones follow a simple formula. Identify a real problem, then build a real solution, addressing the problem. Basic logic, right? So, but the dating industry, I think they work a little bit different. They are playing a completely different game. They are not solving loneliness. They are just managing its symptoms. It's like giving someone with a broken leg just a prettier crutch instead of actually setting the bone. So dating apps don't help you build deeper connections. They just speed up rejections.
Skip it. I'm not interested. Let's go.
Remember this. Dating apps speed up the rejection process. And dating coaches don't address why you are attracting the wrong people. They just teach you better pickup lines, at least the bad coaches. So we are treating symptoms while the disease spreads. If dating advice actually helped, we wouldn't need a new guru every week promising the real secret. The entire industry is built on a lie that loneliness is a technical problem requiring a technical fix. So you swipe better, you text smarter, and just optimize your profile, and everything will be good. It's not working that way. Loneliness isn't a bug in your dating app settings. It's a fundamental breakdown in how we understand human connection. And until we address that core issue, we are just arranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. Not a good idea. So, let me share something that changed how I see everything. The late Daniel Dennett, brilliant philosopher, no-nonsense thinker, introduced me to Sturgeons Law. Theodore Sturgeon was a science fiction writer who got really tired of the critics trashing his entire genre. And his response became legendary. 90% of everything is crap. Not just sci-fi, everything. Physics papers, medical research, hit songs, restaurants, everything. And Dennett pointed out something crucial. This isn't pessimism. Yeah? It's math. In any field, true excellence is rare. That's what makes it excellent. And now apply this to dating advice. I have analyzed over 1,500 dating books. I interviewed hundreds of coaches, studied every major system out there, and I think Sturgeon was being generous. In dating advice, it's more like 90% complete garbage, 7% mediocre, so meh, and maybe 3% actually useful insight. But here's the real tragedy. So most people never find that tiny 3%. They bounce from terrible YouTube guru advice to another. They buy course after course teaching the same repacked nonsense. They follow Instagram coaches who have never maintained a healthy relationship themselves. And nowadays, now it's getting really crazy, many use ChatGPT and other large language models for dating and relationship advice. And I urge you to not do that. The AI is trained on the 90% of garbage. So what do you expect to get out of AI? Garbage in, garbage out. That's how it works. You are drowning in an ocean of bad advice, desperately searching for those few drops of wisdom. And I understand it. The question is, how do you find the 3% that actually works? On one side, you have got really well-meaning researchers and therapists, brilliant in theory, but whose fieldwork consists of stumbling into one decent relationship in grad school and staying there forever. Lovely people, no question, mostly useless advice. On the other hand, you have got pickup artists with zero grasp of actual human connection, just parroting lines that they stole from someone else's Reddit thread. Other advice givers are often natural seducers or really good-looking dating gurus, Instagram influencers and celebrities who never had to worry about finding dates due to sheer luck or because they were handed the right cards when the Gina lottery was underway. And then a lot of advice, I mean really a lot, comes from probably the worst source possible, the church and other religious authorities. Probably the majority of our dating myths came from some religious origin. But why would you trust a priest who has never made love to another person? Well, maybe with the exception of the altar boy. Anyway, the fact that many of these rules still dominate modern dating, it's tragic. And then atop this pile of terrible advice sits something even darker, something corrosive. I'm talking about a genre of dating advice that feeds not on wisdom, but on rage. Advice designed to divide, inflame, and addict. Clickbait basically dressed up as masculinity. Misogyny repacked as truth. And viral not because it's actually helpful, because it's hateful. Take the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan, accused of rape, trafficking, and assault. Yes.
And before you call me a misogynist, by the way, this is all female doing.
But their story goes deeper. They're not just bad actors. They didn't stumble into fame. They engineered it. The secret? Simply outrage. The louder, crueler, and more cartoonishly alpha they became, the more the internet rewarded them. That's not a glitch in the matrix. It's a blueprint for engagement. They hijack the system. They are the system. So people fall into this toxic loop. And suddenly men are the problem. No. Women are the problem. Masculinity is toxic. Femininity is manipulative. It's really warfare out there in the dating world. And in the end, we know that from game theory, no one wins. It's like watching two people fighting over a lifeboat big enough for both, but then in the end, they would rather drown than row together. Not very smart, isn't it? So, most dating advice out there, garbage. Let's call it what it is. The dating space is broken. So screw the game. Let's build something better together. But hey, why should I listen to you, Dr. Axel? Okay. First of all, I have massive life experience. I've built companies, led teams, and launched non-profits around the world. I've spent 2 decades working inside the most prestigious psychiatric institutions in the world, trying to truly understand how the mind works. But most importantly, because I have lived the pain you are trying to escape. I wasn't born with charm or confidence. I was lonely. I mean, really lonely. My heart got broken so many times. I lost loved ones. I've seen the best and the worst in humans. 25 years ago, I hit rock bottom. And I nearly didn't make it out. It always cost me my life. But instead of ending my life, so I made a decision. So I would solve love, not just for myself, but for anyone who's ever felt invisible, heartbroken, or lost. So I did what any stubborn, crazy scientist might do. I turned myself into a human research project. So I studied dating probably more than any other human before me. I read everything. Over 1,500 dating books, easily. There were literally tens of thousands of research studies and thousands more books on neuroscience, philosophy, psychology, anthropology, evolutionary biology, behavioral economics, game theory, online dating, genetics, hormones, spirituality, sexuality, communication, love languages, AI, attachment theory, and yes, even quantum physics. Well, because why not? But remember, 90% of all advice is crap, so I had to filter out the nonsense and keep just what worked. But that's not all. I didn't stop at theory. I basically hit the streets. I estimate I spoke and flirted with probably over 40,000 women in my life. Went on hundreds of dates, studying dating across 80 plus countries I visited. I lived in 7 different countries on different continents and observed how love plays out across cultures, languages, and norms. And in addition to that, I ran my own research studies, trying what works, looking why so many people are trapped in loneliness. So I analyzed billions and billions of data points to understand online dating and real-world interactions. And I studied from the best. The underground seducers, the therapists. I studied matchmakers, world-class male and female seducers, tantra teachers, spiritual guides, pick-up artists, and even cult leaders. Basically anyone who understood how humans connect. So I joined secret dating societies. I attended retreats, workshops, labs. I flirted. Oh, I failed. I got humbled and I learned, taught, and refined. Until the point no dating coach, no influencer, and no guru could teach me anything I didn't already knew. Malcolm Gladwell said it takes 10,000 hours to become a world-class master at anything. I have spent probably 40,000 hours studying, testing, refining every aspect of human attraction, dating, and connection. Building a map I wish I had when I was young and in the dark. So I did the hard part. So you don't have to waste a decade chasing myths, bad advice, and heartbreak that could have been avoided in the first place. This is your shortcut throughout the noise. A science-backed, real-world tested path to meaningful, lasting connection. So you can stop just surviving dating and start living it. Let's fix this mess together. But I didn't stop only at human expertise. Yeah, I covered that. But as a scientist, I did something a little, let's call it unconventional. I built an AI research partner. Not just some stupid chatbot that's spouting pickup lines. There are others out there. I created a learning system that processed thousands of research papers, analyzes patterns across millions of data points, and actually understands the science of human connection better than any single human could. I call her Aria. And she's about to become your new favorite dating expert. She's here to complement my human expertise. Aria.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aria, your AI dating scientist. Think of me as the friend who actually read all those research papers you bookmarked but never opened. I process thousands of studies, cross-reference biological data with behavioral patterns, and separate Instagram mythology from actual science. My job? To make sure every piece of advice we give you is backed by real evidence. No wishful thinking, no bro science, just what actually works.
She's basically solving the information overload problem. So
I agree.
while you and I can maybe read a study or two per day, she can analyze entire research databases over lunch.
I don't eat lunch, Axel. But I did just finish processing 2,800 papers on
See what I
attachment
mean?
theory while you were talking.
And like your last date, she will never ghost you or forget your birthday.
I don't forget anything, which is why I know you wore that same shirt yesterday.
Well, okay, move on. Let me share the breakthrough that helped me and my clients enormously. Look, I spent years drowning in dating advice, following rules that made absolutely no sense, playing games that nobody won, until, as a neuroscientist, I realized something profound. We are trying to solve modern dating problems with ancient software. Your body knows how to fall in love. Every cell in your body literally is programmed for connection. It's why your heart races when they text, or why their smell drives you crazy. You probably know what I'm talking about. This is why heartbreak physically hurts. So billions of years of evolution crafted you to connect. So why is it still so hard? Because we have buried our natural instincts under mountains of cultural garbage, toxic gender roles, Disney fantasies, Pickup artists manipulation, Instagram relationship goals. We are lost so much in this noise. We can't hear what our biology is actually screaming. But there's a way out, and it came from probably the most unexpected place. I learned it from rocket scientists.
Specifically, something called first principles thinking. When Elon Musk wanted to build rockets, everyone said it was impossible, too expensive. So he asked, what is a rocket? Just aluminum, titanium, fuel. He stripped away every assumption and rebuilt from physics up. Result? 90% cost reduction.
Exactly. And one night, so after another frustrating evening out following someone else's rules, it basically hit me. What if we would do the same approach with dating? Remember, over 90% of dating advice is crap. So what if we just stripped away everything, every stupid rule about waiting 3 days to text, every toxic belief about what real men do, every magazine myth about playing hard to get, and just rebuild it from scratch. Not from what society says, not what sells courses, from what actually works in real life, from biology, from psychology, from the truth of how humans actually connect. That decision changed everything. Because when you clear away all of that BS, what's left is beautifully simple. And it works. And let me show you how. That's first principles thinking. Instead of stacking assumptions on top of assumptions, you strip a problem down to physics level facts, to biology and truth. Then build something better from the ground up. And it has 5 steps. Step 1. Define your real problem, not the surface complaint, the real issue. So stop saying, oh, dating sucks. Get specific. Is it I chase people who don't want me? I panic after 3 dates? Or what really is it? Or I keep dating replicas of my ex? Write it down. Right now. Here. Write it down. Right now, yeah. Because you can't fix what you won't face. So, by the way, I want to know exactly what's your biggest loneliness problems. If it is in dating or finding deeper emotional connection, please drop it down in the comments. Let me know. I will read all the comments. Step 2. Question the assumptions. For example, I have to be 6 feet tall to be attractive. Really? Is that encoded in human DNA somewhere? Nope. There are millions of happy couples with men smaller than 6 feet who would prove you wrong immediately. It's obvious. So here's the rule. If your belief isn't backed up by biology, psychology, or solid, repeatable evidence, you can rewrite it. Treat that stuff like bad software code, because that's actually what it is. This is important to remember, so write it down. Actually, don't write it down. I will provide you with a link to a free PDF you can download down in the description. So, step 3, break it down. Take your problem and start peeling away layers. So ask why until you can't anymore. Why do I attract emotionally unavailable people? Why do I attract unavailable people? Because I chase them. Okay. Why? Because the uncertainty, gives me a rush. Why? Because I'm addicted to the dopamine hit of winning someone over. Why? Mm, Because I'm using dating as validation, not connection. Why? Because I don't actually believe I'm interested enough to keep someone's attention without a chase. Boom! There's your real problem. You're dating for ego, not intimacy. Eventually, you really hit the bottom, the core issue. This is how it works. So, then you go to step 4. Build from biology up. Forget what movies taught you. So build strategies based on how humans actually work. If touch releases oxytocin, prioritize real dates over texting. If shared adventure creates bonds, stop meeting just for quick coffee. Let's go rock climbing. Work with your wiring, not against it. Step 5. Test everything. In the end, you may be wrong. So, dating is probably the most important thing you will do in your life. Nothing else will decide your happiness more. So put some effort in it. Really, put effort into your dating life. Test everything. Your dating life is now a laboratory. Every interaction is data, useful data. Changed your profile? Great. Track matches for a week. Tried vulnerability instead of playing cool? Notice the response. Started, let's say, approaching people in bookstores. Measure the success. What works, what doesn't work. One variable at a time, like a scientist. Because that's what you are now, a researcher of your own love life. And this is not just theory. This is how people went really from suicidal loneliness to building extraordinary, great relationships. And you can too. So let's walk through this with a real world example. Ladies, and this one is for you. Okay, first step, define the problem. Aria, give me a problem a lot of women have.
Easy. I only attract men who want fun and don't want anything serious. I've analyzed this pattern across thousands of YouTube user comments. It's epidemic.
Perfect. Let's destroy this problem using first principles. Point 2. Question the assumptions. So is this really just how men are? Do all guys just want sex and disappear like unpaid interns? Of course not. Tons of men crave deep, loyal partnerships. Do you know what my secret fantasy was when I was out all those evenings and looking for a cute woman? Sex fantasies? No. I was dreaming about sitting at my porch from a small house close to the forest, together with my beloved wife, watching the kids playing in the garden. I even know guys who were planning their weddings since age 12. Men who cry at proposal videos. Men who dream about Sunday morning pancakes with their wife and kids. The good men exist. You are just invisible to each other. So, next, break it down. Let's assume you're doing online dating. Although, really, there are better ways to do dating. But anyway, are you unintentionally signaling short-term vibes in your profile? Look at your profile. Is it all party pics, bikini shots, casual captions? So you're basically wearing a neon sign that says casual only, and then you wonder why no one is proposing.
The data's brutal here. Profiles with party photos get more matches, but fewer relationships come out of it. You're optimizing for the wrong metric.
Exactly. So Let's rebuild smart. Step 4, rebuild smart. New strategy. Lead with depth. Replace one party pick with you, let's say, volunteering. Swap the love to travel with something meaningful. Add one question that scares away players. Write, what's your 5-year mission? Will you get fewer matches? Yes, absolutely. Will there be better matches? Yes, that's the point. And then you test. Try this opener. What's something you're building in your life that genuinely excites you? And watch what happens. The players will vanish. Future-focused men, however, they will engage. So you just have created a filter that does your work for you. Now you have data. Use it. Then tweak and try again. Change one variable at a time. New question, you pick, new opener. Rinse, repeat, refine. It works. It just does. So, download the PDF and try it out. I summarized the whole process for you. And if you can't figure it out, reach out to me and maybe I can help you in this process. Let me leave you with this. Most people, they really drift through the dating space more asleep than awake, following rules they never questioned, swiping through humans like it's a catalog, and wondering why everyone else seems to crack the code while they are stuck in an endless loop of these almost relationships and all these ghost stories. But you are different. You're still here, still listening, so which tells me you are ready for something more. And this podcast isn't just about getting dates or finding the one. It's about remembering what we have forgotten. That human connection is supposed to feel good. That flirting can be playful, not painful. That vulnerability is strength, not weakness. So every episode, we will dig deep. We will blend cutting-edge science with raw honesty. We will tackle the real questions: why you sabotage good things, how to create genuine chemistry, what actually makes relationships last. No gender wars, no manipulation tactics, so no bitter rants about how everything is doomed. Just truths, tools, and maybe, just maybe, a return to wonder. This is a podcast I really wished existed when I was lost and aching to understand how finding love really works. And it's also a movement, a return to something we have forgotten, what our species lost. And I call it the AMORO Tribe. Because dating isn't a game to win, it's a dance to enjoy. Flirting can be poetry, romance and adventure. It's beautiful. There's joy in all of this and grace. Really. So, one more life-changing tip. If you want to end loneliness for yourself, and if you want to find love and deep connection, help other people to find love. Make it your purpose to help others getting out of their loneliness. And you will see it will affect your life to the better more than you can possibly imagine. So join the tribe. So if you are really tired of all of this bitterness that all men are trash and women just want money, all these TikTok takes, congratulations. Welcome. You have found your people. Thanks for your support and thank you for listening. Before you go, if this episode hit different, if something I said made you, oh, holy shit, that's me. Don't let this moment die in your YouTube history. Okay? Subscribe, but more importantly, drop a comment. Ask me the question that keeps you up at night. The one that made other dating coaches vanish and squirm and change the subject. I want to know those questions. I read everything and I respond to the brave ones. Also, share this with a friend who's still swiping through their existential crisis. You know the one.
Statistically,
Okay.
you have 4.7 friends who desperately need this episode.
Look, here's the truth. Your dating life changes the moment you stop consuming content and start experimenting with it. So here's your homework. Take one idea from today, just one, then test it this week. Then come back and tell me what happened. Because remember, you are not broken. You are just using the wrong manual.
See you in the next episode, where we'll probably ruin everything else you thought you knew about love.
Dating doesn't have to stay broken.
Not when you know how it works.
Okay, that's it. Class dismissed.
Homework assigned.
You can switch off now. The podcast is over. Go outside and socialize, okay?